I'm David S. Dawson from the Intellectual Podcast, a show that spotlights creatives from all walks of life, part of the Gonna Geek Network, just like the show you're checking out now. Shows on the network are individually owned, and opinions expressed may not reflect others. Find other incredibly geeky shows at GonnaGeekNetwork.com.
To create an artificial being has been the dream of man since the birth of science. Not merely the beginning of the modern age, when our forebears astonished the world with the first thinking machines, primitive monsters that could play chess. How far we have come. The artificial being is a reality, a perfect simulacrum, articulated in limb, articulate in speech, and not lacking in human response. And even pain memory response. How did that make you feel? Angry, shocked?
I don't understand.
What did I do to your feelings?
You did it to my hand.
Aye. There's the rub. Undress. At Cybertronics of New Jersey, the artificial being has reached its highest form. Universally adopted, mecha, the basis for hundreds of models, serving the human race in all the multiplicity of daily life. That's far enough. But we have no reason to congratulate ourselves. We are, rightly, proud of it. But what does it amount to? Sheila, open. A sensory toy with intelligent behavioral circuits, using neuron sequencing technology as old as I am. I believe that my work on mapping the impulse pathways in a single neuron can enable us to construct a mecha of a qualitatively different order. I propose that we build a robot who can love.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Smoking and Drinking in Space. This is a sci-fi podcast from a couple guys who think they know sci-fi. And this week, we review the movie that is full of bad ideas, produced by two master filmmakers who should have known better. It stars Haley Joel Osment, Francis O'Connor, Jude Law, and William Hurt. It's 2001's AI, Artificial Intelligence. But first, he's the dirty animatronic plush toy that dishes out obvious advice nobody listens to. It's Rob. How are you doing, Rob?
Cirrus, Socrates, particle,
Oh my God!
decibel, hurricane, dolphin, tulip.
It's not going to work on me.
Rob, Jason, Rob. All right, now you got to call me daddy for the rest of the day.
No, I'm not calling you daddy for nothing. No.
Call me daddy.
No.
Call me daddy.
Not going to happen.
Come on.
You don't get the
I went
fucking
through all the keywords.
You don't get
I went
the
through
code
all
word.
the keywords.
No.
Dang.
Yeah.
I'll try. I'll keep trying.
Well, keep trying.
I will.
I think you mispronounced one of those words. I was kind of feeling the twinge, but no.
No. I phonetically spelled them out.
No, did you?
Oh, wait. It wasn't Socrates. It was Socrates.
Socrates. That's
the problem.
Yeah.
Dang it. Maybe next time.
All right. You got any news for us this week?
Yes. Seen as today is, wait, hold on. Let me look. Let me verify. Yes, it is January 1st, 2023. There's not a whole lot of news out there because nobody cared this last week.
Right.
But I found some stuff.
Really? Is it a bunch of best of 2022 bullshit? I hate that part of the year. The last
Right?
fucking week or two of the year, everybody putting out
phones it
these
in.
fucking best of bullshit things. And I'm like, why?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's all like, all right. Well, in 2022, the most popular article that they had in Science was, no, I'm just kidding. I didn't do that. First article that I have is, I just thought it'd be kind of interesting. I saw this. I'm like, oh, that's cool. SpaceX had a record year this year. They launched 61 launches of rockets.
That's
this
not
year.
bad.
And in 2022.
One every 50 days.
Something like that. Yeah. So of those 60, of those 61, 60 of those were for the were using the Falcon 9.
Oh, 60 launches. Yeah, one every
60
5
launches.
days. Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the, or of 60 of those, they launched the Falcon. They used the Falcon 9 rocket. They had one that launched the Falcon Heavy, used for Space Force. So that I thought that was kind of interesting. That is twice as many as what they did last year, almost twice as many. 2021, they had a record 31 Falcon 9 launches. So they almost doubled their output. So that's interesting. Elon had a goal of 60 set, so they reached their goal.
And these are full launches. These aren't like
Full
test launches or anything like that.
No. We're talking about full launches, all successful, into space. A lot of them were probably, I'm going to guess, like Starlink type stuff, but then a lot of them were also, for other commercial people.
Yeah. I know they launched a lot of satellites, but
Yeah, 61 of them. That's ridiculous. So,
well, cool. It's good to know that one of his companies isn't trying to burn itself to the ground.
yeah, and actually, only half of it. I thought I saw it in here, and I found it. Only half of them, 34 of the launches, were for Starlink. So that's still,
that's a lot of satellites.
That's still a lot. That's a lot of launches. So,
Cool. What else you got?
All right. The other thing that I've got is there's some research happening out there on Io, involving Io, the moon that orbits Jupiter. It's like one of the tinier ones. Yeah, it's one of the tinier ones that Jupiter has.
Okay.
There's some research happening, I guess, now that they've got the Webb telescope or what have you, or I guess they had a satellite that went by at one point. They have found that Io is like just massively volcanic. So there is a lot of volcanic activity happening on the surface of Io, and they are speculating that it might be an entire ocean of sorts of liquid magma, or a hot earth of solid metal that is underneath the surface. They're not sure which, but they know it's one of those two, because of just how much activity that is happening, how often that the volcanoes erupt. It's got hundreds of active volcanoes, apparently. They don't know how many, but it's well into the hundreds.
Interesting.
Yeah. So they don't know if there's something special about Io, or if it has to do with the constant tug that is happening on Io from Jupiter, or what is their largest moon? Europa, I believe, is the largest moon there around. Yes. Yeah, Europa is the largest moon, and so it's tugging on Io as well. So that back and forth is causing a lot of
tidal pressure.
Yeah, a lot of internal heat and just it's getting pulled in two different directions, and it just sometimes
how
when
big
you're
is
getting pulled in two different directions? You've got to let it out. You've just got to explode.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's yeah. That's kind of how I work, but
that's how you work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's one of the basic tenets of handies is pull in two directions. And, yeah.
True. Yeah. And then it eventually explodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just thinking about, yelling at your kids.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, but I like the bus station handies scenario better. Yeah. That's what I was thinking the entire time.
Sure. So how big is Io in like comparison to Earth? I'm not familiar with the relative sizes of Jupiter's moons.
I don't know. Let me do Io size. Maybe I should do something more than just Io. Maybe Io moon. Hey, look, Io moon size compared to Earth. It's like somebody's already done it. Io is 3,642.6 kilometers wide.
Oh, okay.
Which is roughly 0.28 Earths.
Yeah, so it's pretty tiny.
It is.
So it wouldn't be big enough to really create enough pressure to have all of that on its own. It'd probably have to be some sort of tidal pull.
So it's about the same size as the moon.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's to give us visual people a reference there. So
cool. What else you got?
I thought that was interesting. Again, slow news day.
What else you got?
You'll be excited to know that my 3 news articles are all science related.
I am excited. I can't believe you didn't bring any like superhero news in here.
Yeah, there's not much happening quite yet. Eventually. You'll also be excited to know that it's all space related. So my last one is you heard about the fact that there's a leak in space on the Soyuz capsule?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. So on December 14th, the Russian MS-22 Soyuz capsule that is docked up there on the ISS started spraying droplets of coolant into space. That coolant is what is supposed to control the interior temperature of that particular module or of that capsule. Yeah, it's out of coolant now. So good news, it's not leaking anymore.
Yeah, there's nothing left to leak.
There's nothing left to leak. Bad news, they may or may not be stranded up there because that Soyuz capsule was supposed to be used to bring back I think it's three people, two cosmonauts and
Roscosmonauts.
Roscosmonauts. There it is, and one astronaut, I believe. Yes, it was supposed to bring back Prokopiev and Petelin, as well as astronaut Frank Rubio. See, they just need to have names that I can spell better or pronounce better. But,
well, they need to stop writing them in letters and putting them in some sort of anagram that you can pick or a pictogram.
I
that
swear
you can figure out.
It's Prokopiev. It's Prokopyev. So Prokopiev.
Prokopiev.
No, Prokopiev.
Prokopiev. Yeah, you're right.
Prokopiev. Yep. Yeah. So anyway, so they are supposed to be coming back in March. Right now, they may or may not have a ride because of, can they maintain the temperature inside that capsule as it plummets to Earth and heats up? Don't know. They're looking into it. One of the things they're looking into is NASA is considering getting SpaceX to send their Dragon up there.
And rescue them.
And rescue them, yes. Here's the other issue there. So they don't know if they would. because the Dragon capsule they were supposed to be doing another manned mission early this year. So they don't know if, obviously they won't be picking them up then because there's not enough space. But they might be bringing spacesuits up because you have to have a special SpaceX spacesuit to tie into the Dragon capsule, apparently. So the normal spacesuits, or the spacesuits that they came up with, they wouldn't be able to go down with in the Dragon capsule. So they're thinking if SpaceX is co-opted into doing this, they're thinking they'll bring the suits up, maybe with the group that comes up, or at the very least they'll bring them up when they bring up an empty capsule and dock it and then drop them down.
Has SpaceX ever docked with the ISS?
I thought they did.
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
I thought, SpaceX docked. Yeah, Crew 5, they docked.
Okay.
Crew 2 mission. There's a YouTube video. NASA's SpaceX Crew 2 mission arrive at the International Space Station.
Interesting. Okay. So there's precedence of them actually having done this before.
Yeah. So it's not like probably can't dock with this on the Soyuz side. They probably docked on the American side or something like that.
Yeah, because the docking couplings probably aren't universal.
Right. I think the Russian side is a little different than the American side, because we used to dock. Didn't we dock?
I was being facetious, but sure.
No, honestly, I think the coupling's a little different.
Is it really?
I think it was. I could be wrong. We should ask SP. SP? SP.
Answer this for us, SP.
Wait, hold on. We need to say it 3 times, right?
Right. SP, right. SP, SP, and then he appears, yeah.
And then he appears. Hello?
It didn't work.
Nope, it didn't work.
It didn't work.
Damn. Anyway, so I don't know.
Maybe we have to be in front of a mirror with a candle. Yeah, I think that's how it works.
Do you throw salt over your shoulder when you're done?
Yeah, that's what makes them go away.
Oh, that's what. Oh,
yeah, that's how you disconnect the call.
Gotcha. Yeah, I could be wrong. Maybe they are universal. I seem to recall that there was something different.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't care anymore.
I mean, it's gonna die in a fiery crash eventually anyway.
Well, that's
burn it.
A great note to. Oh yeah, that's right. Whenever they end of life it, they're going to bring it back into the atmosphere. Yeah,
burn it up. Yeah, light it on fire.
All right. Anything else?
No, that's about it.
Well, let's do a pod crawl.
Yeah, I'm hoping it gets a little bit more update, a little bit more news heavy next week, because this was tough.
Well, good job on what you brought. You ready for a pod crawl?
Yeah. Do I need to get comfortable? I hear it's really long.
It's a longer one. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Okay. All right.
We can call it, I don't know, say a pod crawl? The pod crawl! Pod crawl! Pod crawl! Pod crawl! Excellent! Insert it deep! Pod crawl! Kind of like a space suppository full of information.
It's the not-so-distant future, and rising oceans have wiped major cities off the map along with a good portion of the population. With natural resources becoming less available, population controls have been put into place and robots have supplemented the labor force. But who wants dumb, boring robots when there can be conscious robots with personalities that people can treat like trash? And what would be the ultimate bad idea? Why building an android child to try and fill the hole for those who've lost a child or can't have one? Oh, and also give it a strong emotional bond to just one person without the coping mechanisms to deal with rejection. Perfection. Enter David, a real boy doll that is an experimental prototype from Cybertronics that was gifted to an employee's family because their son is in cryostasis due to some unknown virus. At first, Monica, the mom, is revolted about the idea of a replacement for her son. However, in about a day of creepy glances, laughing outbursts, and no-knock bathroom raids, she decides that imprinting David to her is an excellent idea. She speaks the magic words to activate the Manchurian candidate, and instantly David is calling her mama and is her constant shadow. To reward David for his uncanny valleyness, she gives him a robotic bear, thus completing Pinocchio with a conscience, but the damned bear never really keeps the tin boy out of trouble. In a plot twist that surprised nobody, Monica's son recovers and comes home, and is instantly jealous of his new robo-brother. He uses David's naivety against him several times, eventually putting the family on edge when David stalks into the parents' bedroom one night with scissors to cut a lock of hair from Monica. Although, given enough time and the obsession David has with Monica, that probably would have happened anyway. The final straw was during Martin's birthday party when all of his friends start harassing David because he's different, and when one boy stabs him with a cake knife, David freaks the fuck out, uses Martin as a human shield and drags him to the bottom of the pool. After saving Martin, the family decides to send David to a farm upstate to live out the rest of his days frolicking through the fields. This really just means Monica dumped him in the middle of a forest to get captured and almost killed in some twisted android torture circus. It's there that David meets Joe, an animatronic real doll that's on the run for a murder he didn't commit. Joe is thankful that even the bloodthirsty, or rather oil-thirsty crowd wasn't willing to torture a robot that looks like a child, so he takes David to Sin City via Deep Throat Bridge to see the Wizard of Oz in search of the blue fairy that David so desperately wants to find. They find the wizard, who is just Wikipedia, the holder of all knowledge with Einstein's face, and ask where the blue fairy can be found. He tells them to head to the edge of the world, which is somehow Manhattan, and find the crying lion, and there they will find what they seek. They steal a police helicopter thing, and even though neither of them have flown before, make it to Manhattan, which is underwater, and to Rockefeller Center where Professor Alan Hobby, the creator of David, is waiting. He tells David that he's special, one of a kind, just like the dozens of other Davids in his lab in the back. David is having none of that shit, and disheartened, decides to take a long soak in the Atlantic. He jumps off a building in Manhattan and sinks to the bottom of the ocean in Brooklyn. Joe saw him dive off, retrieves him, gives him the keys to the heli sub, and then gets carted off by the police because he's no longer needed by the movie. David navigates down to Pinocchio Land in the amusement park and finds a statue of the Blue Fairy. He parks, and just like his obsession with Monica, does nothing but pray to the statue, even after a Ferris wheel collapses and traps him in the heli sub. The end. I wish. 2,000 years later, a civilization of Giacometti statues turned robots are digging for human fossils and artifacts and find David. After downloading his life, they recreate the house he started at and then pose as the Blue Fairy to grant him wishes. The only wish he has is to be a real boy so that Monica will love him. They say they can't do that and Monica is dead. So much for wishes. They tell him they can bring people back to life to keep him company and he requests Monica. They tell him they can't do that. He calls their bullshit and they say that they don't have her DNA. He produces the lock of hair he stole, and they tell him that if they bring her back, she will die the next day. David doesn't give two shits at this point, his obsession is in maximum overdrive and he needs his fix. The future bots bring back Monica, who doesn't remember her past or her family. David and Monica have a perfect, magical day, and roll David laying next to his dead adopted mother with a creepy smile because she said she loved him. Credits.
All right, 2001's AI, Artificial Intelligence, the redundant title for a redundant movie. What'd you think about it?
So, those weren't aliens?
No, those were the future robots that were kind of generations ahead of the robots from the beginning of the movie.
Wow. See, I always thought that those were aliens.
No.
With some sort of weird, like, memory face thing because they were, like, flashing images. I always thought they were aliens.
No, not aliens.
Man, that makes this movie so much worse.
How so?
Well, at least with aliens, you're kind of like, all right, cool. Alien civilization digging us up. That's like us digging up the Egyptians and shit. All right, that's kind of cool. No, now it's just like robots.
Yep. It's just
freaking the fuck out because they found one of their original makers. which doesn't make sense because wouldn't they have?
Well, no, he was an original maker. The humans were still their original makers.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is that found found a robot that looked
previous
like
generation,
right, looked like the original makers. So I mean, the robots wouldn't they have that like on?
You would think.
Oh wait, this is 2,000 years. Yeah, never mind. That makes sense.
What?
Well, all of their hard drives are filled up with porn.
Yeah, that's true. Can you imagine how much porn they've had to?
There's a lot of porn in 2,000 years.
They've had 2,000 years to download a bunch of porn. Yeah, they've probably filled out all their storage devices. Yeah,
no kidding. I mean, damn. Yeah. No, I mean, I watched this when I originally watched this. I was like, okay, this is kind of interesting. Yeah, I thought it was interesting. I wasn't thrilled with it. It is slow as God. It's as slow as a snail in molasses. Slow. Yeah. And some of it just doesn't. It was just there to be there. Some of it was just frivolous.
Like what?
I mean, well, first off, Joe's entirely useless.
Well, I mean, Joe was a kind of a plot device to get him to. Oh, I can't remember the actual city's name, but we'll just call it Sin City for now. To get him to Sin City to Wikipedia. Yes.
Yeah, but man, it just I don't know. It was dumb.
So this movie is basically a futuristic retelling of Pinocchio.
Oh yeah,
and
well, I mean, what gave that away?
Yeah, yeah.
The fact that they talk about Pinocchio the entire time.
Pinocchio is the central fucking obsession of this movie. Yeah. I'm trying to remember. It's been a long. I don't really like the fairy tale of Pinocchio anyway. And I'm trying to remember the analog that Joe played from Pinocchio. Let me see if I can find that. I can't remember. So Teddy was
Jiminy Cricket.
Well, I think Jiminy Cricket was a Disney.
Oh, well, see, I don't know the original Pinocchio. I just know I just know the Disney version. Research on the fly. I mean, this was this had some pretty good heavy hitters in it. While you're looking that up, we had Francis O'Connor, and Jude Law, pretty good heavy hitters. They got some decent voice actors. We had Robin Williams, Ben Kingsley, Meryl Streep, Chris Rock. I thought that was interesting.
Oh, no. The talking cricket apparently was in the original story. Oh, that's right. Pinocchio kills it. And the ghost haunts Pinocchio and gives him advice.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, kills the cricket?
Yeah, it kills the cricket. Yeah.
Was it a talking cricket before it got killed?
Yeah. It was.
Oh, that's
so the cricket tries to give him some advice. Pinocchio kills it, and then the cricket comes back as a ghost to continue advising him.
Gotcha. This also had Admiral Akbar in it. So that was
Admiral Akbar.
Eric Bowersfeld was the voice of the gardener. The gardener was the one that got ripped in half, or I guess got quartered.
Oh, that was his voice.
That was his voice. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, and it looked like they maybe even used his head, in terms of because the gardener had like a picture face,
right?
a video face. So, but you had Chris Rock was the
I recognized Chris Rock. I recognized Robin Williams.
I did.
I recognized Meryl Streep.
I did not recognize Ben Kingsley.
I did not recognize Ben Kingsley either.
And he was the specialist, which was
he was another one of the robots and the
he was the alien.
Oh,
specialist is the alien.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I can kind of see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the analog that Gigolo Joe would have played in this fucking motley crew of characters in this damn story. I'm looking through and I don't see any direct analog.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Jude did a good job. He Wikipedia says here that he prepared for his role by studying Fred Astaire and Gene Kelly.
Yeah, and I saw a lot of Gene Kelly like dancing or singing in the rain dance moves whenever he first came out. So
especially in that puddle, and that kind of deal when he danced in the puddle out in the woods.
Yeah, but not only that, but when he was in that initial town that he was in, dancing in the street and on the curbs. Yeah, that was very Gene Kelly-esque.
Right. And I thought he did a great job. He was stiff enough that he played a convincing robot.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was fluid when he needed to be, but not so fluid that it was like, oh, okay, well, that's just a human.
Right.
There was enough jankiness in his movements that it made it kind of interesting.
Yeah, and I'm on the fence on that. The way that they portrayed some of the robots or some of the androids in this movie, it was almost inconsistent in the consciousness and intelligence that they showed.
Right.
Especially in David's character.
Right.
At some points he would...
Was he aware that he was a robot?
Yeah, at some points it seemed like, yes, he was aware of that. And some points it was like, no, he wasn't. Less so with Jude Law's character. He seemed to, know and embrace the fact that he was a robot, but he still seemed fairly... I don't know, naive, I guess, is the word that I'm looking for, but I don't think
like
that
all
quite
the robots
fits.
Yeah, it's like all the robots were naive. It was taking the three principles, the three laws to the extreme. But they don't do any harm.
They didn't really do that though. First, they didn't mention the three.
Well, no,
principles.
But that's kind of what I was thinking though, because like even when their existence was on the line, they did diddly shit about it. Right?
Yeah. And they kind of mentioned that during the robot torture circus part, right, where David was sitting there begging, please don't burn me, please don't murder me. And then the people were like, wait, that seems like a real boy, because, androids don't typically beg for their lives. They just accept their fate and move on.
Yeah.
And that was another thing that annoyed the piss out of me. They had fucking this super corrosive acid in fucking tin buckets.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Pour it into a tin bucket. And, well, apparently they were made of some sort of metallic polymer.
Polymer.
Well, yeah. I mean, they were metal, so therefore metallic, and polymer because they were squishy. Look, I don't know. It's future shit.
Yeah, no, that was fucking dumb. Those were stupid, tin buckets, and that acid would have eaten right through those.
And I'm honestly, I was disappointed at the opening intro.
Oh, yeah. Where he told her to undress and stopped her.
No shit. I mean, we could have gotten a show.
God. I'm sorry that this movie didn't have enough boobs for you.
Enough? It had none.
That's right. It had none.
This is ridiculous.
What
Ridiculous.
rating was this?
PG, I believe. Rated, let's see, IMDb, holder of all knowledge, has it rated as PG-13.
PG-13? Okay. Well, that's why they didn't have boobs.
Could have gotten away with one set of boobs.
No.
Side boob.
No. I think maybe a little side boob might have pushed through, but no.
A butt shot. Something.
Yeah, no, there were terrible pacing issues with this movie.
Yeah.
The whole, I mean, I understand this was a modern telling or a futuristic telling of Pinocchio, but geez, it was so slow. And it was like it pounded you on the face, letting you know that at some points in the movie. I think it should have been a little more subtle in its approach.
Right.
There were just some super weird character inconsistencies. Like Monica's character was really just inconsistent. She hated him. She loved him. She hated him. She loved him. I mean, I understand the inner conflict of maybe starting to care about some sort of robot or android or something. But I mean, that was just weird. The kid, his brother Martin, was just basically a one-dimensional caricature of like this bully brother. And then all of the friends that Martin had were just extensions off of that. They showed, I mean, I didn't care that he dragged that kid into the pool. I was like,
so
okay.
I thought, or not thought, but it did look like Martin was maybe slowly warming up to him, because he was kind of like, hey guys, cut it out type of deal when they started, poking fun at him.
Well, was that because they were poking fun at him, or was because they were poking his toy?
Oh, I don't know. Only he's allowed to touch his toys?
Right.
Show me where the toy touched you. Oh, no, that's the bear. Show me on the bear where the boy touched you.
I mean, the bear was the most endearing fucking character in this movie.
Right.
The bear seemed to have more emotional intelligence and more realization of how the actual world works than any of the other artificial characters in this movie.
Yeah.
And the bear was supposedly really old technology, but it seemed like it was the more
smarter.
Well, not just smarter, but more human. It was more human-like than any of the other more sophisticated androids in the movie.
Yeah.
I thought that was a huge miss there. And I understand that the bear was supposed to be, the cricket analog in this, and it was supposed to be as conscious, but the bear fucking didn't really help him anywhere.
No, not really. Other than David was not the creepy one. The bear was the fucking creepy one. David cut the lock off. It fell on the floor, so the bear picked it up and kept it inside of himself for years. He's fucking creepy.
Oh, and how do you turn the bear on? You shove your hand up his ass.
In his asshole, yes. Yes, that's how you do it. Shove it up in there. Give it a good fisting. And this was PG-13.
That was so fucked up. And why would you make an android that can eat and swallow shit if it's not designed to eat and swallow shit?
Right. See, I would think at the very least it would have some sort of like it would be coated and go into a container, and then you push the belly button and the belly comes out and you just pull it out, because apparently you push the back of the head and the face opens up, right? So
or you
why
just
can't
design some system that's a tube from the mouth to the ass and he can go to the bathroom normally?
Yes,
it doesn't digest anything, sure, but you know, in a few hours he just shits out what he ate, and it
no. The mouth hole is a direct conduit to the inner workings.
Right. How the fuck is that any kind of sound design?
Right. And then you've got to open them up and vacuum scrape everything.
Yeah, vacuum scrape spinach out of this fucking android. Jesus Christ.
Like, they were being rough with the vacuuming too. It's like really sophisticated circuit boards and things like that, and you are just scraping the shit out of that thing.
Yeah, that was one of the dumbest fucking things I saw in the movie. Why would they design an android that is able to swallow shit directly into its delicate inner workings?
Right. Or, okay, at the very least, you close it off. He can't swallow.
Sure.
It doesn't go anywhere.
Sure.
It's just, and it falls out his mouth.
Right. Yeah, that was fucking stupid.
Because that's too hard. That's too hard to CGI.
It's not hard. You don't have to CGI anything. He just spits the fuck back out.
That's true. That's true. Well, they had to CGI Haley Joel Osment the whole time.
Oh, was that all CGI?
I don't know. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Dude, he was creepy as fuck.
Yeah, he was too robotic, in my opinion.
For something that was supposed. Okay, well,
and it was inconsistent because after she bonded with him, right? He was much more human-like with her, but everyone else, it was still back to Mr. Roboto.
Yeah, which seems really off.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to make a human child, or I'm going to make a child analog. First off, that's just
fucked up.
Wrong,
yeah.
Right. Because the thing will never grow. I mean, why the hell would I want to have to deal with
a 7-year-old when I'm fucking 80 years old? Yeah.
No shit. No shit. That was the first thing that I thought. I was like, well, fuck. Now I got to deal with this thing the whole time. But anyway, yeah. So why do you only bond to one person?
Yeah, that was another one of my questions. Why bond with just one? Yeah.
Bond with both of them. Great. And I like how the dad put it on her. Here, I brought you home a sex toy.
Here you go.
Have fun with it. I know I brought it to you, and I try to convince you that this is an awesome thing, but fuck all if I'm going to have anything to do with it.
Right. I'll be at work.
Yeah, you clean it up. Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't like this movie. I don't remember liking it the first time. I don't really remember the first time. I didn't remember it being 2.5 fucking hours long.
I remember it being kind of long. I remember it being I remember it being long. I remembered it being slow. And here's how bad, not nostalgia, but memory is. All right. So I think I watched this. I don't think I watched it in the theaters, but it might have been one of those Blockbuster things. I watched it at home,
right,
from Blockbuster. Here's what I remember. When I have in my head a scene, and maybe it's because I am. Let me look this up. Maybe I'm conflating the movie posters. Nope. Movie posters don't look that. So I had it in my head that there was a scene where basically, he outlived everybody, but I had it in my head that he was holding hands with the alien as they went through the Deep Throat Bridge.
They went through the Deep Throat Bridge.
Yeah, in my head, the scene where they're driving through the Deep Throat Bridge. That was in my head. That was towards the end of the movie, and he's walking down the bridge, and he gets to the alien dude. They're holding hands. It's a black silhouette against a white background. Cut to black. End of movie. That obviously never happened, but that's how I had it in my head. I was like, oh, okay, that was one of those scenes. And
yeah, I don't know how that ever ended up in your head. I think you had a stroke.
No, it ended up in my head like this, I think, because one, that's a dumb way to end a movie, and all I could remember is this movie ended dumbly. This movie had absolutely, it was the most abrupt and stupid ending ever.
So I thought the movie was ending when they panned out from the ocean while he was, trapped down there praying to the blue fairy, and they panned out and faded to black. I was like, finally, this movie's over. Okay, let's do this. Is that
when you texted me after that and was like, oh shit, I still got 30 minutes?
Yeah. It's like, oh fuck.
Yeah, there's still more time.
Yeah, they faded back in. And there's the world, and this is another thing that fucking pisses me off, but the world is like white, and I'm like, what the fuck? And so I pause it to see how much longer, and there's like another fucking half hour to go. I'm like, holy shit. There's another half hour to this movie?
Of absolutely nothing. Right back where he started.
Yeah.
Right back where he started.
Yeah.
I want my mommy. Okay, we'll give it to you for 24 hours. Okay, I'm good with that. And then after it's done, he's going to turn around and go, I want my mommy.
Right.
So I don't.
And so they said that they had to have DNA in order to recreate the human to live for a day, and that they could only live for a day because of some sort of space-time memory. Okay, whatever. Space-time memory, I'll chalk that up to some sort of science fiction.
That's why I thought it was aliens.
But, hair, the way he cut it off, doesn't have DNA. It was just the hair. It didn't have any of the follicles. He would have had to have plucked a hair out of her head in order to have any DNA on that. And I think after 2,000 years, the DNA would have, so
they were frozen.
They were frozen, and they'd done it before. So I'll chalk that up to sci-fi. But yeah, the hair that he had, the lock of hair that he had, wouldn't have had any DNA.
Yeah. Do you think his battery was dead after 2,000 years, or did he? Because it made it seem like he still had a charge, and he was watching the lady the entire time.
I think so. I don't think his battery had died off. I mean, the Helisub's battery had, but.
I want one of those batteries.
Right. Yeah.
Shit. Unless they transferred power into it, because how he freaked out.
I think they were just I don't know. Maybe.
Or maybe Haley Joel Osment had a seizure and they had to play it off somehow.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what again. Yeah, I don't know. But the entire Earth freezing, including the oceans, because the oceans seem to be frozen solid.
Frozen solid all the way down.
Yeah. I'm calling bullshit on that too.
You don't know what happened in 2,000 years.
I don't think that could happen in 2,000 years. I don't think the ocean could shed enough energy to do that in 2,000 years.
Look, climate change, man. It's a real thing.
No, I get that.
It's another ice age. That's what it was.
Sure.
Because they talked about the fact that climate change, blah, 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 global warming, woo, 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 woe is me. Everything got flooded. Everybody moved inward. There wasn't a whole lot of land, so we had to do this whole thing.
Sure.
All right. So so global warming, we had all these things, and then all of a sudden everything froze because of the ice age. It was a snap freeze.
I get that, but ice ages don't freeze fucking ocean solid.
Have you ever lived in an ice age?
No, but I don't have to
Well,
live
then
through
you don't
something
know.
to. Okay.
This could be the worst ice age known to robot kind.
It could be. You're right. You could be an
'Cause
idiot too,
mankind's-
but I mean, it's
Look,
a
I'm
coin
not
flip.
I'm not any more an idiot than whoever the hell thought that this was a good idea.
This was so
I know
the
it's
original
Steven Spielberg and
Well, the original story came from a short story. Where is it? Super Toys Last All Summer Long by Brian Aldiss. This was a 1969 short story that Stanley Kubrick actually bought the rights to and hired several different writers to do a treatment of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then once he finally had a treatment that met his vision, he changed some shit around. He brought in Steven Spielberg to write the screenplay and Kubrick was originally going to direct it, but then Kubrick died and then Spielberg took over.
Right.
I'm kind of curious to see how true to the source material it seems, but the original source material only has 4 fucking characters in it. It has Monica, David, Henry, and Teddy.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't even have the son. It just has the mom, the dad, and the teddy bear. So I think the story might be a hell of a lot better than the actual movie.
Yeah.
I think Kubrick took the story and some of the characters and then mashed Pinocchio into it.
Teddy wasn't a teddy bear.
Huh?
Teddy wasn't a teddy bear.
He was a robot toy companion.
Yeah.
But you figure...
And she...
You figure with the name Teddy, it was probably a teddy bear.
Maybe. Oh, no. David was an artificial human.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he didn't know it. I don't know.
Yeah, so that almost seems kind of like, what was that movie? It was, I want to say I think this was based off a short story too. There was a movie in the late 70s or early 80s about an android girl that actually went looking for her origin. She was having dreams that haunted her of a place that she had never been. Oh my God. What was that movie's name? Anna and the Infinite something. Fuck, I haven't thought about that in almost 30 years. What was that?
Anna and the Infinite Power? Anna to the Infinite Power.
Anna to the Infinite Power. Yeah.
Anna Hart is one of a series of clones created to uncover the secrets.
Oh, she was a clone. She wasn't. That's right. She was a clone. She wasn't a robot.
They were close to conquering world hunger when she died. It came out in
1982.
1982.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember seeing that on HBO way back when I was young. Left an impression.
Apparently.
Shut up.
That was random.
It wasn't random. I'll have to see if this is on the list.
It is not. Stop. It is. Yeah, you don't need to look. No, don't look. You don't need to look.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Let me check. Let me double check and make sure that this is on the list.
It is. You can stop. I checked. I already checked.
I don't think you
In fact,
checked.
It'll probably come up next week.
No, it's not on the list.
It is.
It is not. I just checked.
No, it's there. It's there.
It is now.
No, damn it. I swear, if it pops up next, I'm calling bullshit.
It's just random chance is what's happened.
Random
All right, so
chance
final thought.
my butt. Don't watch this.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it.
Unless you're like really hard on with like AI and
But that's the thing is they didn't show any AI.
right.
I mean, the AI is all assumed.
yeah.
And they didn't even really explore any of the concepts that they really could have touched upon. Like, you know, what is the threshold for consciousness? What is the threshold for sentience?
right.
What rights? What rights would AI have, and how would they gain those? How would society, you know, determine when those rights should be granted? Does David actually have free will? Because he was force imprinted on this one person, and this became his incession just because of either his programming or, I mean, is he even allowed to start disliking Monica? I mean, she treated him horribly. She left him in the fucking woods to fend for himself.
Look, that's better than getting recalled like what they were doing. They were taking her to the thing. Anyway, yeah. Honestly, iRobot had better questions about AI and shit like that than this one.
Yeah, it did.
And
Bicentennial Man did this movie a lot fucking better than
and we haven't
AI
even
did.
watched that one yet.
Yes, we have.
We did?
Yeah.
We did?
Yeah.
You sure?
Dude.
I didn't watch it.
Well, let me tell you.
I don't think you watched it.
Oh, no, we haven't watched that.
I didn't think so, because you have to bring, I think, Jonesy in for that one.
No, it's SP.
Oh, is it SP that gets brought in for that one?
Yeah, I guess I watched this not too long ago on my own.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. No, I guess we haven't watched that.
Look at that. You're trying to call me a liar.
Well, you know, you gotta...
The shoe fits.
The shoe fits. If it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, then Rob's a liar.
Yep. Sounds good to me.
All right. You got any awards? Or actually, do you have a haiku for us this week?
I do. This one is titled AI Pinocchio.
Yeah.
A little on the nose, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Joe served no purpose. Aliens out of nowhere. I love you long time.
They weren't aliens.
Look, they might as well have been. I couldn't say mecha or robot because that's only 2 syllables. I needed a 3 syllables. So now they're aliens. And most people would probably assume that they are aliens.
I mean, yeah, they do look alien-like, which is
very alien-like.
Kind of why I wonder why they made them look like that. I kind of wonder what the design decision was for those
to go that
those
direction?
characters. Yeah,
yeah, right.
Because it does confuse the audience. Are these aliens or are these robots?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
Way too fluid.
You got any awards this week?
I'm supposed to.
Well, you are supposed to, but that doesn't mean you come with them. Yeah.
Oh, I came.
Okay. Well, who's got your
at the same time?
Who's got your black lung?
Did you stroke it up and down?
God damn it.
Lots of friction. Black lung. Black lung is going to go to Chris Rock's character because he's the one that got shot through the ring of fire.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to give mine to the nanny because she got melted
acid?
with acid.
Yeah, I was thinking this that it was either those two, but I went with the one that literally was smoking when he hit the cage.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, who's got your head lush?
Oh, I gave it to the parents during one of the dinners. They had some wine. Specifically when David just like laughed at him.
Oh yeah, that was kind of weird. Yeah, I'll do that too. Parents will get mine for the wine at dinner. Player, who's got yours?
Player is going to go to Gigolo Joe for, basically hitting on everyone he meets.
Well, I mean, that's his job, right?
It is. It's his job to make you feel special.
I liked how they were in Sin City, and a lady walks out of the Church of Perpetual perpetual shame, and he clicks on his radio and follows after her.
Right.
That was pretty good. Okay, so yeah, I'll give mine to Gigolo Joe too. That fits pretty good. So, all right, Purple Hippo.
So, this one, I guess. I mean, you could give it to the mom for flipping a switch so hard, but I'm gonna give it to David just in terms of like just in a constant state of longing the entire time.
Yeah, I can see that.
Wanting to be a real boy, so mommy will love me.
Right.
Back.
Right.
Yeah. So I think I'll go that direction.
Okay. So I'm going to give mine to Monica. She was resurrected after 2,000 years of being dead,
but she didn't know it.
And I'm not sure how that works either, but I'll just chalk that off to sci-fi. So yeah, she gets resurrected after 2,000 years of being dead, has this magical day with this robot that she really didn't enjoy all that much back when she was living, doesn't remember any of her family members, and then dies that night.
Yeah. She was just really tired.
She's very tired. She couldn't keep her eyes open. Yep.
Just really tired. So the question is, supposedly they grab this consciousness from the stream of consciousness. Do they grab it from a certain period of time?
Yeah, I don't know how that works. I mean, you would think so because they said it came from space-time, that space-time stored all the memories at once. I don't know.
Science.
Because science, yep.
Yes, because science.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. It's a bunch of mumbo jumbo. So
yeah,
we've forgiven a lot worse.
Yeah. Oh, the one thing I didn't bring up that I think this, the company or whatever, like threw them through a test or what have you, because apparently they put the thing about the blue fairy into Wikipedia holder of all knowledge.
Which I think would be an unauthorized edit and should be stricken.
It would be. Yeah, it would be. It's not real. It hasn't been verified. They finally get David back, and you witness this miracle David throwing basically a temper tantrum and knocking the head off of another David.
Right, and that wasn't his first explosion either.
No. And so you just think, hey, we got you back. Let's just leave you alone in this room.
Right.
With all the other Davids, and let's see what happens. Let's not watch you and pay attention to what's going on.
It was really
why David
weird.
Jumped off the wall.
Yeah, it was really weird, that scene too. He comes back. Yeah, he comes back. He's shown to be like one of many Davids. They're about to start mass producing him. Apparently, he was such a success that he got left in the fucking woods. But they're going to mass produce him anyway. You never see the professor ever again. I mean, he leaves the room and is just forgotten by the movie. He was like Jude Law's character that got picked up by the police and just yanked out of the movie unceremoniously because he wasn't needed anymore. And then David jumps off the building in Manhattan and then floats down to fucking Brooklyn.
Oh, no. Yeah. So he jumps off the building. He starts to sink, but is saved by a school of fish that carry him off.
Yeah. But they didn't carry him off that far.
A school of fish carried off an android.
Right.
That is obviously very heavy, not buoyant, because he sank to the bottom of a pool.
Right. In the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was, yeah. Some of the decisions they made in this movie just boggle the fucking mind. Yeah. All right. But it's time that we pick our next movie.
Oh, goody.
You don't seem excited.
Well, I'm going to hold my judgment.
Hold your judgment. All right. So I need you to pick a number between 1 and 152.
All right. So David in this movie is supposed to be, we're going to call him
7. He had 7 candles on the cake at the end.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to call him 7. They last for at least 2,000 years. I can't pick 2007. So I'm going to take the 2. I'm going to take the 7. I'm going to add 1 creepy Teddy. And we're going to go with 10.
All right. I'm going to stop. Okay, I'm stopping.
No. As soon as I explode, I'll tell you to stop.
Gross.
Go ahead and stop.
All right. Oh, okay.
I don't like this. Okay.
All right, so next episode, we will be discussing the movie where when a man goes in to have virtual vacation memories of the planet Mars implanted in his mind, an unexpected and harrowing series of events forces him to go to the planet for real. Or is he?
Is this the original or the original of Total Recall?
This will be the original Total Recall starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sharon Stone, and Michael Ironside.
Dude, I'm all for this. It's got 3
1990
boobs.
Total Recall, yeah. Have you seen the new one?
Yeah, with Colin Farrell.
Yeah, the new one's actually not too bad either.
Yeah. I kind of prefer the new one.
But yeah, we haven't reviewed the old one yet, so we'll review the old one first.
How about you review the old one? I'll watch the new one, and we'll compare notes.
No.
Damn. Sharon Stone is in this one, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I just remember it's Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he gets shot out into Mars, and his eyeballs bulge out of his face.
Yeah. Give the people the air.
All right. I'm game. Total Recall.
Total Recall. All right. Well, that's got it for this week. Our intro and outro music is Welcome Home by Cambo. Podcrawl music is Snack Mix by Machette. If you like the show, please rate and review us on iTunes. You can leave us feedback on our Discord channel at smokinganddrinkinginspace.com/Discord, or you can email us at smokinganddrinkinginspace@outlook.com. If you'd like to throw a few nickels our way, you can become a Patreon supporter by going to smokinganddrinkinginspace.com/Patreon, and make sure to visit Gonna Geek for more great shows at GonnaGeek.com. For this episode, I am Jason.
I'm still waiting for you to call me Daddy.
Yeah, not going to happen.
Come on,
Nope.
Just once.
Nope.
Right. All you have to do is you do it, and then we end the episode right there.
Nope. We'll talk to you next week.
Man, you called me Daddy last night. You got to add that in the end.